Testing, testing. All right, so had a computer crash, solved it, I think. And actually, I'm a little worried that it was a map crash, which is a bigger problem, but this is sorted out for now. My main map, the actual game map, I've been moving things around and deleting them, and I think I may have corrupted something. So I'm going to, later on, after I finish what I'm doing here, I'm going to try to fix that. But I do have a backup that's not quite as far along as the one that crashed was, but it's not irretrievable. And I have all the original files. If it absolutely came down to it, I could rebuild everything, which I don't want to do, but we'll see what happens. All right, so when we left off, we were at YouTube watching this tutorial and
the
trying to figure
where we
out how
get
to
the
make
wind
my
from.
boat
So
run.
let's check this out. So basically,
Not here.
if I don't move it, you can
So let's go.
write into a parameter collection, and then shaders can use
I don't care
manager.
about the shaders, dude.
So we don't. Wargalan already knows about the ocean manager.
I
So
don't
we can
care
get
about
the
the
wind
ocean
direction.
manager.
So
I'm
here
not
we go.
using that.
So here's the wind direction. This is nice. So what we want to do is we want to implement
That I need to find the wind direction. I have to get that into my sloop somehow, but I don't know how to do that yet. But we'll figure that out when we come to it. Right now, I want to worry about steering properly.
orthogonal. I'm not sure what the English term is when it shows vector. So like I don't know. We have to multiply this by 360. I mean,
You know what? Can I just get wind? And then split the pin? Will it allow that? I didn't even think that it might actually show me what the different parts are. Get wind. Ah, well. Interesting. So, how about I put this here? Print string. Okay. And let me just do different colors here. So we got let's see what information it gives me. You know what? Maybe print text. How about that? Let's just do it this way. It won't. Damn. All right. I can't do that. Not yet. Anyway. Target wind direction. See, I can't get. Where is my wind manager? I've got it somewhere in level blueprint. Right? Not there. Open level blueprint. Random wind speed, strength, direction. Right?
I'm with all this vector stuff, I'm okay. Is good. But sometimes
I think I missed some parts here.
because we will have more and more, and there's dot product, which is really cool to find that out. We have that. We have yes. So let's see.
Okay. I don't need the modeling part. I've already got the model.
Oh, we have this.
Okay, so get actor forward vector. Let me just make sure that I've got mine. I think I have this all set up like this.
So we have that.
Yeah.
So Victor, I'm running a little bit over.
Now, why is he set up at? He's got it at 100,000. Now his mass is much lower than mine, so it makes sense that mine's 10 times heavier, so maybe 10 times the force.
Over time, right?
No, you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we have that. We have our little Galen. We have the graphics for it. We did the water points. We fixed the Z. If I don't move it, you can see a little bit with the waves.
Yeah, I know.
60 degrees, so it's showing. Guy here, BP Ocean Manager. So here we go. So the Ocean Manager with all this craziness, which I don't want to take a look at. Let's see. Here is a set parameter thing, and here it is setting the wind direction. So it has an own wind direction. So the Ocean Manager knows the wind direction, and it is getting it from a parameter collection. So which is pretty nice. A parameter collection is just like everybody can write into a parameter collection, and then shaders can use this. Or even the lot needs a river manager. We don't need the lake manager, but the ocean manager. So we can get this, and then wind direction. We can get the wind direction.
Hold on. How do you get that in? Yeah, I'm not using.
Wargalen already
I'm not
knows
using
about the ocean manager.
this buoyancy system, so
Wind
it's
direction. So here we go. So here's the wind direction. This is nice. So
I can't get it that way. How do I bring my wind in from the level blueprint? I need wind direction. Cast to wind directional source. Tries to access object as a class. I don't know what this does or how this works. Pruned because its exec pin is not connected. The connected value is not available and will instead be read as default. Okay, well, fuck. Wait a minute, why? Plug that in. Then plug that in. Right? No? What's wrong there? Type of object. Okay, fuck, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, man. That's the problem here. The real problem is that I have no idea what I'm doing. So there's no point in printing a string when I can't figure out what I'm doing. I need to get the wind information into this, like to this boat. File, save. Let me just play for a moment, see what it looks like. See what I'm able to do and what I'm not. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can steer. Not sure why it wants to run the other direction, like it goes part of the way. It can't be interrupted either. It has to complete its pass, and I don't like that. Anyway, all right.
So what we want to do is we want to influence the force more or less, depending if we are going.
Hold on a minute. Did I remove that? Is it just what's turning the ship? Oh, apparently I never disconnected those. Okay. So, can you run this to two things or only one? No. All right, enough. What are you doing? Quit moving around. Run this down to here. Okay. All right.
Against or with the wind. And there's dot product, which is really cool to find that out.
I don't know how to do the freaking wind though. How do I get the wind
you good?
information into my boat?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah? Chat is also good.
I mean, it's in the
All
level
fine.
blueprint. Maybe there's information. Maybe somebody has it. How do I get wind direction from level print into other blueprint? Copy. I'll try that in YouTube, but I'm probably going to have to use how to use event dispatchers. I don't think that does it. Let's see.
You can't.
Stop.
My name is Mark Matorshrich from markon3d.com and aussiesanddragons.com. What I'm going to do is just show you a way to store a variable and then use it in between different scenes.
Okay.
So come down to the bottom here, right click, blueprint. We're going to game instance, select, and we'll call this store vars 1. And I'm going to go up into edit in the top left, project settings. I'm going to select map and modes, and game instance class down here. I'm going to set store vars 1. Close that. Let's open it up now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable, and we'll call this pickup1. And I'm going to compile, and let's make sure it's an instance that's editable. And we've turned it on. Beautiful. Compile again. So let's go into this blueprint, edit, open blueprint editor, and we will go to select the collision on begin overlap. Let's cast to store vars 1, and the object is a game instance. From here we're going to set pickup 1, target is self, and we want to turn that to true. Now let's just test that. So we're going to do print string, compile, and let's just quickly walk over there. Hello, hello, hello. Beautiful. That works fine. So from here, we can get rid of this now. And this will work now in between scenes because we've put it here. That'll store that variable to remain true now.
Right.
This will work now in between scenes because we've put it here. That'll store that variable to remain true now. What we can do from here is let's just create a widget just to say yes, it's been picked up.
Hold on. I don't need all that complicated stuff. But can I create a variable? Is that what I have to do here? Wind direction. Hold on. Final wind direction. Where's that? Where is it storing that? I don't know what this is. Where is it? No results found. Get piracy wind direction. Let's try that in another level. No. Well, no. Okay, I don't know what you're So freaking annoying, man. All I want to do is tell it what direction the wind's blowing and how strong it is.
Use this. So I'm going to compile and save that. There's one more step for it to work, but it's pretty simple. So I'm going to bring in my door button. This here, which I'm going to demonstrate to you today, which is very, very similar. We have a door made from our previous lesson, but in this lesson, we're going to use a button on our wall. When we press the button, it will open the door instead of walking near the door and pressing the key. So what we have at the minute with our door is once we walk up to it and press our key, it will open and close. But for instance, you may not want something like that. You may want like a keypad on a wall or a button on a wall. When you press it, it interacts with this other blueprint, and in this case it'll open it up, but it could be a light switch, it could be something else. It could interact with another gameplay event in your level. So to do that, well, first of all, you should really go back and watch my video on how to make a rotating door, because I'm going to be basically using a duplicate
I don't
of
need
that.
the door.
So I'm
I
going to
just
right
need
click
communicate
and I'm going to duplicate that
information
door
from one
in
blueprint
my
to another.
content browser, and I'm going to call it door
How do I get the wind direction?
button. I'm going to delete this one. So this is a simplified version of that door rotation that we had. It doesn't have in the vector coordinates to initialize it, but it still works. So what happens is when you overlap with a box, it enables your input, and this here is the box. And then when you end that overlap, it disables your input. So when you've enabled it, you can press F and it will rotate the door, okay? And it's going through this branch that means it's either going to play it or it's going to reverse it, depending on if this is true or false. And there's a switch here to set it to true, or sorry, set it to false, and to set it to true. But what we want to do is we want to kind of call upon a function inside this blueprint from another blueprint. So I'm going to delete my F here, okay? I'm going to right click and I'm going to make a custom event. I'm just going to call this door open, close. So that's my custom event, okay? So the only way this door is going to work now is if we call on this custom event.
Okay, what did he have it before?
Another blueprint.
That's a key press.
So I'm going to delete my F here, okay? I'm going to right click and I'm going to make a custom event. I'm just going to call this door open, close. So that's my custom event, okay? So the only way this door is going to work now is if we call on this custom event. And we're not going to do it inside this BP. What we're going to do is we're going to right click in our content browser, we're going to make a new blueprint. It's going to be an actor. And we'll call this door underscore panel. And this is going to be very, very simple. Now the one thing I don't have for this in my components is I'm not going to have a static mesh. Okay, that's going to visualize where the door panel or the door button is going to be. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to make a box, okay? I'm going to call this panel. And so I can see this in the level, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom here, and you can see that it's got a hidden in game, which is ticked, which means when you play the game, you're not going to be able to see this box. So I'm going to have this unchecked so I can see that in the game. And that's going to be my visual cue to let me know.
That's an event, though. I need continuous
Just because I don't have a
updating
static mesh.
of the.
In the graph editor, okay, I'm going to right click on my panel, add an event, begin overlap. I'm going to do this.
I just don't fucking know, man.
All fine.
This
Are you
is
fine?
bugging me. No, I'm not. Fucking get
Not
on
mess
with it.
up. So
That's a
yeah,
dumbass.
I'm
I think
fine.
you're doing great.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Whew. So we have a value here between 1 and 0. What we have to do if we want to compare a dot product. So a dot product, basically what it is doing, I have a vector and I have another vector, and then if I do a dot product between them, I can basically say, do they show in the same direction? Do they show, what's called in English, orthogonal? I don't know. I think it's in German it's orthogonal. I'm not sure what the English term is when it shows like this.
The cross vector, diagonal.
What is a vector, Victor?
He
Yes,
doesn't get
that
the
was-
joke.
Sorry,
He's
I
never
was
seen
trying to
airplane.
find a link over here.
Next time. To convert this to a vector. So like I don't know, we have to multiply this by 360. I mean,
Okay, see, I'm not using this one. No, that's a minor thing. I mean, I may do it just to see what happens, but it's not necessary right now. What is necessary is that I get my freaking wind direction. How do I do that? I mean, I can get...
With all this vector stuff, I'm okay-ish good. But sometimes I don't know how
I
it's
don't know how to
with
get
all
the
of you who are
fucking
developing
wind. Until I do
games.
that,
When
I'm
it comes to
dead in the
this, it
water.
can be really.
Come on.
So the wind direction, maybe I want to store.
Tree because of the ability to be able to just use the functions, see what they do
Yeah.
in 3D, and then sort of apply that to the
Yeah, the funny thing is, I have a daughter. She's 20 now, and but I'm doing it in the Ocean Manager because when I have the wind direction here, I can also store like a vector, and then it's much easier for me to work with that. So what I'm basically doing is I'm taking the wind direction, I'm making it like something I can work with, my brain can work with, and that is an angle. So I have a 360 degree now, and the axis I'm turning this around is around Z. So Z.
That's in a different blueprint, right? So he is doing it, I think, the way I want to, right? Demo map ocean. Well,
That is showing up. So basically, what I'm doing is now I'm using the angle. I'm using this axis, and then I get a rotator, and this rotator I can use with get forward vector. And now I have a nice vector I can use with. This is a forward vector of the wind. So I promote this to variable. Call this wind direction vector. I'm so tempted to call it Victor. All vectors in the game should be called Victor. So this is
that would get really confusing.
This is your vector, Victor. God, this have never ever someone else made that joke. I mean, this is so obvious. So instead of doing this here, I can go now and say get wind direction.
there's my question. How do you get Ocean Manager into here, right? Like I want to call information from the level blueprint into, which is looks like what he's doing. How did he get this? So we're at 124.
Take a look at. Let's see. Here is a set
What map is this? This is the Ocean Manager.
parameter thing, and here can use this, or even the logic. This manager we don't need the lake manager.
Hold on. Where did the Ocean Manager come from? How do you get that? When it must be when he was building his galleon, right? Yeah, it's after this because it. Well, I see managers, which is not open. How do you get that in there? How does it get in there?
Wargalen already knows about the ocean manager, so we don't need the river manager. We don't need the
How
lake.
does it know about it, and how do I teach mine about it? That's a big question. How do I get that information into my map? That would be very useful information.
Lake manager, but the ocean manager. So we can get this.
For God's sake, man, how do I get it into here? Right, and I think when he wrote that blueprint, he just copied the existing boat, didn't he? Or did he do something different? Let's see, is he writing a blueprint here? Where is he making his blueprint?
And then
No.
so that's basically it. So let's see how this goes. So here we go. as we are using distance fields, this is actually, can I show the distance field here? No, I can only show it
I
here.
don't care about
So if
the
I bring this in,
freaking distance fields. I want to
Uh,
know about
this is what it
the
does, and my
ocean
mod is
manager
too
in
high.
your boat.
made material. So and the material has nothing.
Don't
It
care.
is using,
I want to see
and
the
I don't
blueprint.
that I don't have to care for memory or something like that. So let's do this because as
You
I said, I'm
already
not
got
really
it in the game.
what I had in Blender. It's good enough for. So instead of doing this, we do it the proper way. So we go here and then we go to project settings, and there is the minus value,
No.
and then we can something. Okay, so here we go. So we made this steering. So now when I go here and say input,
This is War Galleon. I want to know where you are when you build it, because I see already managers tab under variables. I don't have any such tab. How do I create that?
you
Still already. How the fuck did he create this blueprint? Oh, it's so frustrating, man.
it's really nice. So we can, okay. So this is maybe, and to have this kind of camera. So I want a little bit like top down.
No, if he's just going to
This,
substitute
and
his
we can
galleon
move
for
it
this
out a little bit
pre-made
more.
boat, I'm fucked.
Like this. I do not know. Let's see. Make a kind of top-down camera. Much, you know. And our boat is still in the wrong direction, but we want to have a real War Galleon, so we will exchange it later anyhow. So let's keep it like that. We
Yeah,
don't
see,
have.
he's just
Maybe
gonna
Chet has to
switch it
remind me
out.
later.
This
that the
already
minus
has
to be
all
on
this
when
crap
we have
in it, and
the
I
new
can't
boat. I
figure out
always
how to
forget
do
this kind
that.
of stuff.
It's a
Maybe
function.
Chet has to remind me later that the minus has to be on when we have the new boat. I always forget this kind of stuff. So what's next? So we have this boat. So let's make it proper input now. So instead of this hacky way of putting the stuff in, if you won't do that because this is your first game, you don't. We have this. We have this. We have at rotation. We spin around field.
I don't give a fuck about your distance field, dude.
I'll
I
shape
don't
it
care about the
still wrong.
shading of your
So
boat.
This is nice. So what we want
No,
to do?
it's not nice. How do I get the goddamn wind direction? That's my big question. I don't know how to get wind direction from the level into the boat. That's my big question. What's the answer? Now, seems to be having trouble loading. Come on, internet. Let's go.
So and now, this one is. Let me think. If it's in the same direction as one. If it's in the opposite direction, it is minus, and if it's left or right, it's 0. I don't care at this moment if it's left or right. So let's scale this a little bit up. So instead of that, I don't want to be between -1 and 1. I don't want to go backwards. So let's just add 2 to it. Divide it by 2. So we have at least a little bit speed even against the wind. That makes no sense from a logical point of view. As said, I'm sailing. I'm always tempted to make it like super precise, but yeah, that's not. Then you make a simulation. I mean, we Germans are big in simulations, but I don't want to make a sailing simulation. So we want to make something more fun, arcade-like. So, whoop. Okay, so I'm not sure if this was the right value. Whatever. Let's see if our little boat moves at all. Why doesn't it move? Oh, okay. So we are going again, and
Looks
here
like
we
it's
go with.
moving, but
I mean, as
slowly.
said, I didn't check what value we had, so let's make it a bit faster so we can see it. So we go again, still a little bit fast, but we should be even faster. And you can see this. Woo, woo, woo. We are motorboat against, and when we are with the wind, and when we are against the wind, we are much slower. So, but the value is really off. So let's do half of that. Oh, by the way, when you balance your stuff,
All right. I need to solve this problem. How do I get the wind direction, speed, and strength from here in the level blueprint into my boat? That's the question I need answered. That's interesting. First water wave generator simple. Get the dominant wind angle or set it.
The same thing, only this.
Okay, another fun-filled adventure here. Got to figure out how to get the wind direction information into the from the level blueprint into my sloop. I don't know how to do that. Maybe let's go. Can I turn wind direction? That's strength. I don't need strength. Hello. Hi, sweetheart. You gonna help me? Yeah? Okay. Here's the map. Wind strength. Set strength. Wind. Set piracy wind direction. How about that? Set piracy wind direction? I don't know. Maybe if I set it as a variable, then I don't know what final wind direction is. No. Can I delete that? Yeah, why not? Sure. Oh, wait a minute. It's already set, isn't it? I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll try it. Now I'm in the sloop. Get piracy wind direction. No. No, I don't know how to move it from one freaking blueprint to another. I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm dazed and confused. Wind directional source component. So, you know what? It's setting it in there. Maybe I don't even need to do this. Right? Delete. Oh, it's in use? No, don't use it. If it's in use, where is it? Where is it in use? Wind direction? No. Set piracy wind direction, right? See, but that's not necessary. It's already set. Target is actor. Target is wind directional source. I think. Wind speed. And I didn't do it in there. Compile. Save. Right? Yes, okay. So now compile. Save. Compile. Save. Wind. Source. Can I get speed? How do I get the component in here? I don't know how to get that component into my level here. Can I just copy and paste it? Copy. Paste. Maybe. What? What are you doing? Stop that. Oh, it's not. How come? What is it? What is it, honey? Yeah, what? You want to go outside? Come here. There you go. Yeah, what? You want to go back out? Yeah. You can go back outside. All right. Now what? I don't freaking know.
Boop. Okay, so this is a little bit wind direction. Victor. So the game should be called Victor. So this is joke. I mean, this is so obvious. So instead of doing this here, I can go now and say get wind direction vector. I have a daughter. She's
because of the ability to sort of apply. I'm
Yeah.
For me, math instructor out there will be like, no, 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 no. You have to learn it in like the coordinate.
Uh, she didn't like that stuff in school, but when I have shown her what I'm doing with it, actually,
How am I supposed to handle this?
Well, you could call for a quote.
A quote?
What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial, and today we'll be doing a simple scroll in and scroll out, basically like a zoom in and zoom out on a third person character. So it's gonna be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. So first of all, let's go ahead and open our third person.
Sometimes within our actors we want to interact with our static mesh component. Now there's a separate video for enable mouse hover, so check that out. But in this one we're going to be looking at the events that you can have on a static mesh. So here we have on clicked and on release, which when you add those you get these two event nodes. I've attached this to a rotating movement component, which is the simplest
This might be incorrect because it's actually taking what I've told it to do, which is to go between negative 22 and 22. Right? I mean, left should go 0 to 22. Or 0 to negative 22. And right should go, you know, but it's actually doing, right here, it's doing what I told it to do. If I go right, it starts to go right and then it gets to 0, right? Look, see? That's a right turn. Well, now it's a left turn. Do I need to... I might need 2 setups for this, right? Ship turn right. So turn right should be okay, so this one debug. I don't know. How do you do that, man? I don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. Yeah. I don't know. Turn in place. I don't care about that, dude. I am really just interested in how to get this thing to map this. really don't want anything to do with characters at the moment. I'm not worried about that. Wind. How do you make wind affect trees? How about this? Maybe.
Ready to be an e-commerce pilot?
No.
One of those interesting things includes weather. So here we've got weather strength, HTTP core. This one's for you, buddy. What you're looking for in order to add wind to your Quixel tree. Gentlemen and ladies, old school game snob here. This is a quick video to help a commenter, HTTP core. This one's for you, buddy. What you're looking for in order to add wind to your Quixel trees, or even weather for that matter, is something called the Global Foliage Actor, and you can find that in the MS presets folder. Let me just make that a little wider so you can see. Content, your MS presets folder, MS Foliage Material, Global Foliage Actor, and then you have this little guy right here. Just drag and drop him anywhere onto your scene. Doesn't matter. Once you do that, you'll have that little foliage actor there, and you can do things like affect wind strength, for example. Stronger winds. You can also do a bunch of other interesting things. One of those interesting things includes weather. So here we've got weather strength, right? Or season strength, rather. Season strength. So here we have no season applied to the tree, basically, you know, just a nice summer day, as it were. And if I increase this, it'll actually turn those trees to more of an autumn color, to a stronger autumn color, and so on and so forth like that. There are a bunch of other settings also in that foliage actor. I haven't played around with all of them myself yet, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. All right.
Be neat. And you can also set the direction of it however you want. So I think we will just, and we're gonna go to materials and textures. If you're not aware, the intensity up, you know, make it very, very
Greetings,
Quaker Instant Oatmeal has upped its game.
Hello everyone. So today I am going to implement this wind controller. So as you can see here, this arrow shows the direction of the wind. If I rotate this, you can see the direction of the wind changes. So the change affects the grass and also the trees in the world. And not just that, we can also change the power of the wind as well. For example, if I make it 0, there is little to no wind. If I make it 100, there is some wind. If I make this 500, because I don't know, it's not something dangerous. 5, no offset. This is
Hello, we will create a wind actor here, and all you have to do to make a wind actor is create a blueprint, an actor blueprint. Name it somehow, it's a tutorial tumbleweed. So open it, and wind actors need actually 3 things. They need a static mesh component, then they need an audio component, and also, most important, they need the wind system component, which is part of this marketplace item. So we compile this, and first
It's not really that simple, is it? It isn't really as simple as not?
First of all, we want to set a static mesh here. I take the tumbleweed, which is already in the... Now we have to turn on simulate physics. This is pretty crucial since we want this static mesh to be moved. Simulation generates hits.
Leave the boat open.
Now that we have all the components in place, we need to do what it already has, in this case the BP wind component. We find the initialize wind component. And then it will move with the static mesh actually. Okay, now that we have all the components in place, we need to do one thing in the construction script to make this work. So we right click inside the window of the construction script and type in wind, and then we find the initialize wind component. There. Click on this. It already has, in this case, the BP wind component attached. Otherwise, you would need to get a reference of this wind component and stick it in here.
Okay, never mind. I'm just getting aggravated, man. All I want to do is get the fucking wind to affect my fucking boat. See, I don't believe that this is actually using wind. All right, I should watch this one since I keep passing by it. Let's see.
What if you could do SEO smarter?
A very simple scene set up here for the testing purposes. So as you can see, I have a tree and also a few bushes and a little bit of a grass. but nothing in the scene at the moment is moving, or there is like absolutely no wind or anything like that. So what we're gonna do is build up a system specifically for that, so that we control globally the whole wind and everything that's happening in the scene. The place where we're gonna first start with is gonna be just in a place inside the content browser. We are going to right click and go to our materials and textures. From there, we are going to create a material parameter collection. I'm going to name this MP for material parameter and then wind. We're gonna open this one. And we are going to add a scalar parameter, which I'm going to leave the default value on 0. And then instead of having parameter name as a scalar, we are going to change it into wind underscore intensity. And we are also going to add a vector parameter, which we are not going to leave as a vector, but instead wind underscore direction. And as default values for both of these parameters, first one, let's set this one for something like blue, because if we leave it on black, this means that there is not going to be any direction. So let's just put some value in order for us, when we add the wind, to already see the changes in the screen. And also here I'm going to put it on 1, the default value. The first material we are going to add our wind is going to be the grass. So I already opened my master material for the grass, and here pretty much I just have the setup that is for the color and everything else. So we just gonna build the wind, and where we're gonna start is by typing simple grass wind. So then we're gonna multiply this. We can either type multiply here or hold M and click. And what we're gonna multiply it by is going to be the vertex color. So we would like to have a vertex color which is controlling our wind. So we're just gonna connect the result to A, and then we are going to right click and type vertex color. I'll move that under here, and then we can choose which one of the channels from the vertex colors we would like to use on our B parameter. And I'm going to use the red channel, so we're just gonna connect it like that. And now what we need to do is to connect our parameter that we just created, our material parameter for the wind. So we are going to right click, and then we are going to type collection parameter. And here on the side, you can see that at the moment we don't have anything assigned. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go where our wind parameter is and assign it over here. And then as we have our parameter selected, we need to specify which one of the parameters inside, like the parameter collection inside, we would like to use. As you remember, we have our parameter, which is the scalar one, which is wind intensity, and we also have the direction. So for the first one here from the parameter name, I'm going to choose direction, and then I'm going to copy paste it and choose intensity for the second one. So we have one which is direction and the second one which is intensity. So now that we have both of these over here, I'm going to grab the intensity one, and the intensity we are just going to first multiply it by one other parameter. And the reason for that is because the initial parameter that we set it up as default value might look great for the grass that we have, but you might have, for example, a smaller grass or something which is larger, and you would like to do it on the material instance for that grass. And multiply it a little bit and, for example, intensify it or not. So in order not to change everything from the global parameter, we are going to have this smaller scalar inside, which is going to be possible to update it per instance. So I'm going to name this wind underscore boost, and we are going to leave it on 0. And then this one, it will go into wind intensity. Then we are going to create another parameter. I'm just going to copy paste this one, and we are going to name it wind weight. So this one, I'm going to leave it on 0.2 as default, and just gonna plug it into wind weight. We're gonna do the same thing for wind speed. So just change it to wind speed. Put it over here. I'm going to leave it to 0.2 as well. And the last one, which is for the additional world position offset, we're just going to copy one of those parameters, and I'm going to name this world position offset. We're gonna leave it for now on 0, and then we can always change it at the end. So let's connect everything that we have at the moment, set it up. So we are going to get our multiplier and put it into the world position offset. Apply, save, and let's have a look how exactly everything is looking currently. So you can see that now everything, we have wind, and everything looks kind of okayish. So let's see exactly all the parameters that we created, how after that, when we have the material instance for our grass, is influencing, and how exactly we can influence and change that. I just pulled my material instance. This is for the grass material, and this is with all the parameters that we have at the moment. So we can see that you have our wind boost, and as well speed, weight, and all the other stuff. So for example, if you would like this grass to have less wind, we can just make it 0.5, so it will be so it will be less wavy. And then if we want a lot of wind, we can always make it like 5 or something crazy. As well, we can always move the speed and some of the other parameters that we have now. Also, this is from the material instance, the parameters that we are changing. And here you can see that the wind boost, I leave it on 1. So this means that if it's on 1, it's going to take exactly the same parameters that we have over here into our default values. So from the material parameter collector that we created, we can also control our wind intensity. So if I change this value, let's say to 2, you can see that it becomes a lot windier. And if I go back to 1, it will be less. Okay, now we have everything working for our intensity. Now we need to do our direction and connect that one to our material. So where do we start adding our direction? As you remember, we added this small wind node over here, which is for the world position. We did this because living in on 0, we don't have any sort of a direction added to our wind. So I'm just going to delete that one. And this is the slot where we're gonna put our direction for wind. But before plugging it in like this, we actually need to have some sort of a control. And the first thing that we're gonna do, I'm going to copy paste the intensity one more time over here. So we are going to use that one. And for the directional node, before going directly and plugging it, we need to normalize it. Normalizing it is going to make sure you can see it as a check. So it's going to make sure that if we have, as you remember, we have this wheel where we can select different colors, but we can select actually values that are higher than 1. So in order for Unreal to make sure that everything works properly, we need to check it, and we are going to normalize it, and this will make sure that all the values and everything stays correct. So we're gonna get a normalize, and then for the wind intensity, we are going to multiply it over here. So here on the bottom, we are going to create one more parameter, which I'm going to name wind influence. And we are going to plug this into B. So once we have those two, then we just multiply those together. I'll move it a little bit on the side just to organize it a little bit better. So what we can do is just grab this one and plug it in here. This will already work properly, and we can see some sort of a direction into our grass. So now if we come over here and we change the direction, so you can see that there will be wind like blowing from one side or from another. So this already works, but what we can do is, especially if we go with a higher intensity, let me just show you that. So if we go some sort of, let's say 3 over here, and then we pick, let's say this direction. So you can see that how the grass starting to overlap on top of each other. So this looks a little bit odd. And of course, the intensity is too high as well. But we can improve that and have a little bit of a variety over there. So what we're gonna do, I will just come back to our material. So before connecting it here, I'm just going to pull it a little bit more to the back to have more space. We are going to type break, and we are going to break it into a float2 component. And then what we're gonna do is grab the red channel, and we're gonna make float3. So we want those two to be exactly the same. So this is the green, this is the red and the green channel. And then for our blue channel, we are going to use the wind intensity. This way, as you can imagine, now we have our direction, which is influencing part of the wind, but we also have the wind intensity, which influences one of the other channels. So this way we can have a little bit more variation into our end result. And now we're gonna plug this into our offset. Let's apply, save it, and let's see 2 as default, and just gonna cross is where do we start adding our.
I don't want anything of these materials. I want the physics wind, unless I'm totally misunderstanding how that works. I mean, this is really freaking annoying. Unreal, Google it and get to the official shit. Unreal Engine wind. There we go. That's what I want. The details from the boss.
This is actually taken calculate
The estimated haul time is now
node here, which we can pull stuff off, but we can use the level blueprint. So at the top, as I was playing with this earlier, but I want to put my flag up here, and we'll jump in, have a look. And I've just got the wind all set to 0 at the moment, as I was playing with this earlier, but there is now nothing to it. If we click it here, go to details, everything's just set to the default values. And I noticed that you can't make a blueprint actor with the wind direction component in it, but we can use the level blueprint. So at the top, go to blueprints, then open level blueprint, and we get here. This is just a blueprint for the level itself. And this way we can access the wind direction component from within here. So I just tore that off, go to the world outliner, and drag in your wind direction source, and you'll get this component node here, which we can pull stuff off and make things happen. So let's make a bunch of functions, because we want to avoid using the event tick as much as possible. So we'll make a function here. We'll start with wind speed, and we'll also get our little node here and dump it in. So we'll drag off, make a bunch of functions, because we want to avoid using the event tick as much as possible. So we'll make a function here for the level itself. And this way we can access the wind direction component from within here. So I just tore that off, go to the world outliner, and drag in your wind direction source, and you'll get this component node here, which we can pull stuff off and make things happen. So let's make a bunch of functions, because we want to avoid using the event tick as much as possible. So we'll make a function here. We'll start with wind speed, and we'll also get our little node here and dump it in. So we'll drag off from this blue node here, and we can get the component.
Is it possible that I can get those functions from within the Mosquito? Is it possible to call them? Like, how do I wind? No, like, how do I fucking access them, man? I don't understand wind. No context. Just give me anything that's available, you know? I don't know how to get information from one place to another. I just want to know how fast, what direction, wind directional source, get component. You value a variable component. That's helpful. Speed, strength. What's the direction? Get variable name component. I don't know what that is. Can I plug this into anything, or is it going to just demand that I how about that? Can I plug it in? Nah. Can I multiply it by something? Or add it, or... Can't plug it into anything? Is that right? It's not compatible with float. Not compatible with that. What's it compatible with? Not vector. It's not. How come? Why? Nothing is not useful for any damn thing that I want to do, apparently. Let's see. Let's move it up here and see if I can plug it into anything. Is there anywhere that this can freaking go? Nope. No. Oh. It can be the target of something. I don't want it to be the target of something. I want it to be the... Yeah, I already know that. I wanted to, I just don't understand, man. I don't fucking understand. All I want to do is get the goddamn wind to turn my boat in, you know, to push my sails. Is it that fucking hard? Yep, it is. Speed, strength, and then nothing about direction. That's cool. Awesome. Fuck off with your bad documentation.
Minus 180. So if we go, it's the full 360 degrees of rotation, but if you only want, say,
I don't care.
But then come off the active rotation with a delay. And we'll delay something like 3 seconds. Come off here, set actor.
Hold on.
Set actor. What am I doing? Set. Come off here, set actor. Set actor rotation. Very cool. We'll right click this, split it like before. Let's plug this in. And we'll come from the our wind direction source here. Let's get the actor rotation. Just like that, and we'll split this. Make ourselves a
That's not all it takes, is it? Get actor rotation? Come on. So you're able to pull it off of... So can it not be done in this level? It's a rotator. It's not what I fucking want. How do I expose all the details on here? Wind? Anything? Can I get? Is it connected? No, of course not. Why would it connect? Why would any of this be connected? Like, where is this? Where is this coming from? Can this come out here and just go into, I don't know. Get actor forward vector. That's the sloop, right? I don't know.
Space, and we'll also get a random float in range just like before. Plug in the delta seconds from your event tick into the delta time and set your interpolation speed to say 2 seconds to...
Did I do this? This is in the event, I guess.
To reinterpolate. Plug in the return Z value into the active rotation.
I see. I mean, I know I have these, but I don't know all
And
this
we'll
stuff
disconnect
is.
this function because we don't really need it at the moment. But then come off the active rotation with a delay. And we'll delay something like 3 seconds. So that so this will only fire once every 3 seconds, or rather it'll go through, wait for 3, come back and do it again. And it'll have this 2 seconds of interpolation.
One directional source 1. You know, I'm starting to wonder if I actually finished this thing.
Time in order to readjust to its new angle. So we'll compile that, hit save, come back to the editor, and let's have a look. Let's have a bit of a looky.
I don't think I did that.
So now, changing direction, like in a snap, like in one single frame. See, it sort of kicks around like that. Not very realistic, but we can smooth that out with a few different ways. For one, if we go back to our wind direction function, we can just change these values to be more narrow. So if you this will give us the full 360
I did stop actually.
Just these. The way I did it, I did use the tick for this. So if you have nothing else working on the tick and the level, you can do this. But I would recommend just using the function and adjusting your values in the direction. But if you do want like a full 360 degrees of rotation for your flag, and you don't want it to be snapping around in that weird looking way, here's something that you can do. So grab your wind direction component here, paste that in. We'll get the same set actor rotation node. And this interpolation speed here. Sort of similar to how I did in the Resident Evil camera video, but in this case, in order to readjust to its new angle. So we'll compile that, hit save, come back to the editor, and let's have a look. Let's have a bit of a looky. So now every few seconds, it's going to change its direction and do it in a slow, sort of smooth kind of way. Unless the values are huge, I guess.
It's kind of cool.
In which case it'll be a little bit quicker. But here we have it, randomized wind.
Now, how do you get that
random values? You make these as radical
else?
or as subtle as you like. And if you use just the functions for it, it's very low cost. I mean, the begin play will just fire the one time when it loads, and then just let it tick on. Whereas the event tick's a little bit more intensive. It's oddly hypnotic. So.
Yep. 11 months ago. Caustics, event tick, interfaces.
I'd like to thank Amori for the request. If anyone has anything else they'd like to see or anything they'd like me to make, feel free to drop me a line. I'm most active on Discord. I sort of lurk there all the time, so that'll be the easiest way to get in contact with me. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hello everyone. So there is little to no. Can play with the values and come up with the perfect values you need. So material function, we take only pre-skinned global position as the input. So
Where do you get, how do you get the wind direction? That's all I need to know. How do you get the damn wind? I don't understand. Nobody has made it clear to me how you get the damn wind from the level. Come on, quit that. How do you get the wind? What?
Parameter.
What is it, dear?
Value.
Come here.
Of
Come on.
that collection MP global. Parameter name is wind direction. Parameter value is this one.
Is that
Wait.
Okay, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't know what any of this stuff means. All I want is my damn wind. Maybe I use his. Maybe I just freaking rebuild it. I would prefer to use the built-in one. Wait a minute. Why don't I go look at the water one? Right? I mean, there is wind direction information in the water shader, right? Water body ocean. Yes. What is it? What is it? What is it? Personal waves ocean. Let me look at that. Does it have anything about wind in it? No. Of course not. Directions. Dominant wind. Like, how do I get that? That's interesting, right? Like, where is there a way to open this up any further? Or is it all? Show all advanced. I guess it doesn't have anything. I don't know. Close the tab. There's got to be a way, man. I'll be pissed if this turns out to be something like a wind controller. Okay, how do you get?
May not be powerful enough. So let's
right. You're still in the wind controller.
This blue arrow. So if I rotate it, you can see the grass and trees are rotating to the direction that is pointed by this arrow.
Mm-hmm.
See? Right. So, so this project. So actually, this map is taken out of the open world project, and there I implemented this directional wind system using materials for these trees and also for this grass in these tutorials. Bending trees to wind. I did this, I think, somewhere around 2019. Okay, that's some time, but still the same system works in Unreal Engine 5 also. So yeah, this is the same system. And yeah, so today using this system, so this is the same functions. So this wind direction is implemented or defined in this wind direction and implemented or defined in this wind direction and parameter in this MP global material parameter collection here. Okay, so this part I'm going to take from what I have done previously, and the same thing happens for this grass as well, so that's why they also bend.
Okay, but what I need is to get this stuff, well, not that, but that into this loop. Where's this loop? How do I get that over here? That's the question. How do I get the wind force to act on the boat? That's all I care about. All this other stuff is not necessary. I mean, the grass and trees and stuff, this is actually a cool looking system, but yes, my love, what is it? What is it? I don't know, dude. I mean, I think I can't. Like, how do flags work? I mean, they're obviously taking wind information. So how are they acted on by? Where are they acted on? I don't know. All right, let's get wind direction. That's all I want. Yeah, view all, please. Randomized. I've got that. In fact, that's the one I followed. Animate with directional wind to foliage. Everything is about foliage and grass and trees and stuff. All I want is for it to work on the boat. This other stuff is nice, but that's not what I'm looking for. I've got that. I've got all this crap. I don't need it. Oh my God, dude. All I need to know is how to get that information to my other thing. And I don't care about, I'm not interested in vertex animation here, man. Boy. I mean, this is really cool. His system, I think, actually looks really good, and I want to use it. But that's not what I want to do, I think. Am I going to have to just break down and just follow his whole tutorial, build that system, and not use the built-in Unreal one? I guess. I mean, it's kind of looking like that. Wait a minute. Dude, I'm not watching on Google. Just pop up the YouTube thing. Really?
Wow.
No, no, no. That's what you need. Is corn syrup and sugar out in space. That's good for you. Wind. Wind directional source. How do I get? Oh, come on, man. Can I just zoom into it? Thanks. What information is exposed here that would allow me to transfer this to somewhere else? Strength, speed, gust amount, radius, point, wind. Strength, speed. How do I? All I want is to get this damn information out to somewhere else. And that's just because I'm a noob and I don't know what I'm doing. Asset user data. I don't know what that is. Fine. Shit. Why can't I hear this?
This will make the sync and rise
No, no, no. I don't care, dude.
backend content. Once you
No. No, 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 no. It's not what I need, man. Fuck off. Global wind controller, maybe. None of this is freaking useful to me. So far, I'm striking out. What? Interesting. Interesting question.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be have its own physics asset in this little physics asset entry here. Then we hit create. Nothing will have changed on screen. We're not sort of wrapping around itself. And then when we hit play, then we have a nice, very gusty, windy flag.
How
by
does
the
it
wind source
know
there.
what the wind direction is? That's the question of the day. The question is, how do you get the wind information in there? That's the big question. I don't care about doing it in material. I want to move the... How do I get... Oh, come on, dude. That's fucking annoying. That's just so annoying. Like, do I have to just build my own damn... I think I'm going to have to. Fuck this, man. This is so aggravating. Sale map. Right? I mean, these are functions in here. How do I get the information from this freaking function? Set actor rotation. Target is wind directional source. How do I get the wind? I don't know. Get wind. Can I multiply? How do I know which one this is, though? I don't know whether this is a direction. Is this the direction? Get wind. That's... What is it? Get wind. Is it direction? Why won't it show the direction? That's so weird to me that it just won't show the damn direction. I want to read all of these fucking components and it's all hidden. Why is it hidden? I don't understand. Edit, undo, I don't know. I just don't know. What is this? It's not useful. Or is it? Maybe. I don't know. Add component? What kind of component? Physics? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, man. Can't figure this shit out. I'm going to be in deep trouble because I don't know how to do it. I want to show smoke or leaves or something blowing in the wind so I can see stuff moving. I don't want to do grass. Maybe that's the easy way, though. Maybe grass is what I want. Maybe I want to just do... But why does everyone have to reinvent the wheel with a new... Like, I'm creating a whole new... How to set up actors with static meshes. Yeah, this isn't... That's selling his system. So apparently he has figured it out, but he's not shared it with anyone. And I'm not buying it. I can't. Any chance that there's a screenshot in here of his code. There is. Right? Okay, what's it look like? Fuck off. I'm not giving you consent for anything. Roughness, albedo, I don't care about that. Wind. Wind speed. Where are you getting that? How are these? And I can never figure out how to look at images larger on these pages. Like when I do this, I would think that this would... Can I just see this damn picture? I really hate this kind of thing. Just expand the picture. I mean, what's the point? No, you won't do that. What values is this? Okay, wind, X, Y, Z. Is that direction? Let's find out. All I want to do is print this. Can you just connect it? There's something. Thank you. And there. And now. Get wind. All right, just print this. Let's see what the string is. Okay. That's it. I just want to print what the wind is. I don't want it to do anything to it. And what color? Let's make it a nice color. Something easy to spot. How about bright yellow? Let's do that. Okay. 5 seconds. Compile. Save. Is it getting the wind? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see. Probably not, but am I getting... I am. Okay, 5,000. Now... What does that mean? Is that speed, strength, direction, what? And it sure looks like my wind isn't working. I mean, it looks like the sail's working, but the pennant is dead. Darn. I need to change that more often. So, 2 things. Slow the sloop down. Okay. And speed the wind up. That's okay there. Yes, my darling. Event graph. Let's change this to every 10 seconds, right? Speed, strength, and direction. Change every 10 seconds. Compile. Save. Okay. Let's see if that works. Play. Yes, darling, what is it? What is it, honey? Where are you? Where'd you go? There you are. Hey, what's up? What's up? Do you want to go back outside? Oh, man, I don't like that like that. I don't need it running nonstop. I think. Give me a wind. Is that time every 10 seconds it gets the wind? Maybe. Let's find out. Hey, you. No. Is it changing? Is it not changing? I don't know what the hell it's doing. No, it's all the same. 3250, whatever that means. Yeah, I have no idea what those numbers mean. And since it's just blowing past, I can't even see, for whatever reason. Fucking A. So, we're just going to get the Y. $5,000. I don't know. Everything's 5,000. That's a useless number to me. It means nothing. It's just dumb. I don't know what the fuck to do about this. Yeah, dip this, ditch it. It's done. Run this through here, I guess. I don't want it on event tick either, do I? Is that what I want? What, honey? What is it? What? What is this? What's all this stuff here? Okay, do you want to go out? Let's go outside. All right, this is getting boring. Time to liven things up. Tired of being bored here. Tired of not getting anything done for the past 4 hours. Okay, it's about 4 hours where I've been stuck. I don't know what to do. Here's the sloop, right? What was that thing? It was an axis mapping, which is deprecated. Axis. Event, right? And event axis. I don't know. Axis events. Steer ship. Let's try this. Just to see what happens. Put that there. Let's put this here. Can I run this into 2? Yep. Maybe? No. Of course not. Why not? Break this. Let's get this. Let's keep this working, right? Compile, save, compile, save. Test it once, and then make a copy. Play. Whew. Just make sure it works. Right? All right. I think it does work. So there, there. Hit center. It turns fast, but it doesn't freaking go. Why are we going backwards? Okay. It is seriously broken. I don't like it. I don't like it being broken. I want it working. That's what I want. I'd like for it to work well. How about that? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Duplicate. 11:39 p.m. Yeah, 5 freaking hours and nothing. Wow, save all. So close, close. No, really close. Let's go here. So drop that in there, move. File, save current level as sail map. 11:40 p.m. Save. Right? We are gonna figure something new out. Be right back.
What
someone
dropped?
did
What
a
do you mean?
the total dropped.
Oh.
Someone did a big refund, and I was so sad. It put me in a pissy mood today.
Aw.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed. I'm like, oh, because I was so close to 7K, and then now I'm at 6.8,
Oh.
7.8.
Guys,
Well, it'll bounce
let's
back.
get Rob the 7K. Let's make his night tonight.
Yeah, let's get to
only-
70K.
Yeah, well, we'll start with 7. So
Oh, okay.
everyone go out here.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to add a level blueprint to your Unreal Engine for testing the global environmental system at runtime. So as if we're playing a game, we can change the weather, the wind speed, and stuff like that. And I've set up a simple level blueprint to do that with a little menu. So first of all, what we need to do is go into our project and go to, and it's pretty simple. Okay, so first of all, I made a little menu, and that menu, it comes with the, and that's all we're doing here.
PC, once a month you're excited for your book. So if we get to that stretch goal, there's a PDF download once a month until obviously until you get all the chapters and the book ships anyways. But there you go, man. That's the push. And if you like cool watches and stuff, there's also that to help push the project to the goals. So, and my latest stuff is the tune-up cover, which is the big skull. That's just Death Raider without his hood, coming out of like power storage, and my stuff keeps getting better and better. So hopefully everybody wants to jump on board and check out the kick-ass art and the super fun story.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here you go. Massive Death, the $85 tier. This featured tier. All 3 printed books and PDFs. Death Raider PDFs.
Yep.
Death Raider cover A for $25. Cover B for $25. Death Raider Midnight.
Yes, that's the black and white version.
Okay. So guys, go out there and support this. We got just a couple $100 in there. We get Rob over 7,000. We make his boyhood dreams come true. Look at that.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we have Irene with Fiendish Chapter 2 Origins right here. 156,000 raised, $712. Irene, tell people about this project.
Yeah, Fiendish Chapter 2 Origins is my fantasy mystery comic, and book 1 fulfilled last year.
Okay. And here we are still with stupid commercials. Why are they stupid? Because it's not what I want
Back
to
to
watch.
another video, and well, lately I've been receiving a couple of questions about the free weather system that you can download from the Unreal Engine Marketplace, which is permanently free. And the issue with this is that, well, it is raining indoors. So I made a small little level. So basically what I did was just removed all the light things and all that stuff and brought in the weather system itself and made this small little roof. Now also for this weather system, I made sure to enable always rain so that so it is basically always raining. So now if we would hit play, we're gonna wait for a little bit, and the rain should start falling. There we go. We can see the rain. We can see the
That is kinda
hit
cool.
effects on the ground as well. And if we go underneath the roof, we can see that, well, it is still raining, and well, the roof is not really protecting us, and it is basically raining indoors. Now, why is that so?
That looks
Usually
really
it
nice.
Really protecting us, and it is
Well,
basically
you can see the raindrops hitting the ground.
Still raining. And
You see the raindrops.
well, the roof is
I
not
like it.
really protecting us, and it is basically raining indoors. Now, why is that so? Usually the particle systems get kind of like attached to the player so that we don't have rain at the other part of the map where nobody is. We don't need any extra particles that we can't really see. So they usually get attached to the player itself. Now also I opened up the C++ of this whole thing. And if we have a look over here, we have this function right here. I'm not a big C++ expert, so I might be wrong. So if I am, let me know down in the comment section down below. But from what I understand over here, here is our snow effects, and here are our rain effects. And essentially, it gets its world position getting set to basically our player's location, which is, in this case, this is actually a variable, not actually our player, but this does get our pawn. It does get its world position, and then it adds 500 units in the z-axis over here. So that's basically what is happening. And basically, well, our particle effect is next to our character, and that's why, well, it's going to be raining indoors. Now, let's try to fix this. The first thing that I want to do is actually go ahead and go to the plugin folder of this weather system, where we have our effects. And I'm actually going to go ahead and copy this. So I'm going to Control-C, and I'm going to copy this default effect into our actual content browser so that we don't mess with the original files, so that the original files would stay untagged, just in case if we make a mistake, so that we basically have a backup. So I'm going to copy a copy of the rain is going to live over here in our content folder. Now let's select our weather system and let's actually change the property. I'm not going to change the default one, so I just brought in an instance into the level, and I'm just going to change the particle system for this specific instance. So if I will delete this actor from the level, well, then I will have to reapply this specific particle system. So let's scroll up and let's find our rain, Niagara, don't know how to pronounce this properly, and we're going to go ahead and bring this over here. Actually, before we do, we can hover over this and it's going to say the path, so we can see that it says weather system FX and it's rainfall. And if we bring this one over here and drop it, it's now going to say that it is in the game folder, which is this location right here. Okay, now that we hit play, obviously everything's going to stay the same. There isn't going to be any difference whatsoever. It is still going to be raining over here. So let's open up our particle system and let's have a look at it. So over here we have a bunch of effects. We have the rain fog effect, we have the rain collision effects, we have the rainfall 1, rainfall 2, and let's go ahead and let's start to apply these changes. So what is very important is finding the location where actually the rain is getting spawned, and we have a particle spawn section over here, which then includes a cylinder location, and this is the location where the particles are actually going to be spawned, and we have 2 of those over here. As you can see, we have some values over here. We have the height of the cylinder, we have the radius of the cylinder, which are perfectly fine, but what I do want to change is the offset. I want to make sure that the particle is getting spawned way above the character's head, so the particle would actually be spawned above the roof that we have. So let's go ahead, let's experiment with this. I know that my roof is roughly 500 units above the character, so we might bring this to maybe something like 800 in the offset, in the z-axis. And we're going to do the same thing for the other one as well. So now, if we would try this again and hit play, let's wait for a little bit. We can see that there is no rain happening over here. Well, maybe still a little bit though, so we maybe want to bring this a little bit higher. Because over here we can see there is a big rain, we can see all the hits on the ground, but if we go below the roof, there are no hits on the ground, but the rain is still trying to come through. So let's maybe bring this even higher. Let's make this into 1000 by 1000. One more thing that we need to keep in mind is the particle lifespan, because let's select the main thing, which is properties. No, it should be a lifespan, maybe underneath the particle spawn itself. There it is. We have the lifespan under the initialized particles. So over here, we have a lifespan of 5 seconds. So you got to make sure that this is long enough, because if you will have your particles very high up in the air, obviously it's going to take it some time until it falls to the ground. So we got to make sure that the lifespan is long enough for these particles to fall to the ground. But also remember that the longer the lifespan of this, that means that the more particles are going to be in the level at the same time, which means, well, more performance requirements. Okay, with that being said, let's see if we fixed it. Let's try this again with 1000 units. We're going to work with the fog as well, because obviously we can still see the fog itself as well. And I believe with 1000 units, this seems to be working way better. There's still some rain trying to fall through, but not a lot. So we maybe want to bring this even a little higher. But as you can see, here is heavy rain, while over here, well, there is pretty much no rain whatsoever. So I changed the values to 1500 now, because there was still a little bit of a rain falling through. So I believe now with 1500, it should be way better. So let's just try this out. Let's see how does it work. And now there should be rain over here. Let's wait till it picks up a little bit. So there we go. As you can see, we have this thing going on. And if we move to over here, you can see there is no rain over here whatsoever. Now the issue now is the fog, which I'm not entirely sure what we can really do about this, because we're going to lose it over here as well. The fog doesn't really necessarily fall. Let's have a look at is the fog, which I'm not entirely sure what we can really do about this, because we're going to lose it over here as well. The fog doesn't really necessarily fall. Let's have a look at it real quick, because we have a lot of things over here. We have the add velocity, which has its minimum values of -1000, -1000. Maybe this could work. So let's give this 15,000 as well, and let's see the lifespan of it. I think for this one we do want to expand it because this velocity should be smaller than the one that we have over here. No, it's not. Okay, so hopefully the fog effect is still gonna stay with us, because there is a possibility that it might kind of disappear a little bit, because we are spawning it very, very high in the air again. So let's see. The fog. Well, we can see the fog up there, but it's not really too present over here. It is starting to come a little bit more, but it's going to be a little bit higher, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure exactly how we can quickly fix this thing inside of this specific particle system without having to recreate it completely. But as you can see, now over here we no longer have any rain. So hopefully this makes a lot of sense to you. The particles are getting attached to the character, that way saving quite a bit of performance without having it to be spawned anywhere else. Because, for example, if we would go to this corner right here, I can show you an example. If we eject and we go into free fly mode, you can see here is rain. But if we go over here, there is no rain over here. There's still thunder and all the sound effects and all those things. But as you can see, there is no rain. And if we move closer to our character, we can see that the rain is actually falling only where our actual character is, and it's not falling anywhere else. And that's how well usually these effects are getting handled. So yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know down in the comment section below.
Okay.
I think he was on last time with Cecil, and Cecil didn't fight at all.
No,
he wasn't.
I don't think I was on with him.
Oh, you weren't? Oh, should we bring him on so you guys can fight?
He can contribute to
Play
the
the gladiator
conversation,
music from
but
Star
we
Trek.
don't need to fight.
This photorealistic. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out Ultra Dynamic Sky plus Oceanology plus this photorealistic landscape that you see here. And basically what I've gone ahead and done is I've combined all three of these marketplace assets to create what I think is a really nice realistic environment scene with a beautiful ocean and sky system. Now these are all paid assets, so they're all from the marketplace. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I'll leave links to them in the description below if you guys are interested though. Now before we get into the video, I just want to tell you real quickly about my multiplayer survival game course. In this course, I teach you how to make a multiplayer Steam survival game inside of Unreal Engine 5. In this course, you will learn how to make things like a drag and drop inventory system, a complete crafting system where you can craft all sorts of different items, a harvesting system where you can chop down any tree, rock, or bush that you see on the map. We create 9 unique weapons and tools, things like a rocket launcher, pickaxe, hatchet, rifle, bow, and so much more. We create an entire building system where you can build your own bases using foundations, walls, ceilings, and you can upgrade your base from wood to then stone and then to metal. We add a raiding system where you can attack other players and raid their bases for loot. Then we create this open world map that has different biomes, procedural foliage, and each tree, rock, or bush that you see on this map can be harvested for resources. This course was designed with beginners in mind, so if you are new to game development or Unreal Engine, you can take this entire course. I walk you through step by step, and I explain the why behind what we are doing through each lecture. This course is currently in early access, but if you enroll today, you'll get a big early access discount. The price of this course will be raised later on, but if you enroll now, you will get access to the entire course and all future lectures that will be added. So take your game development skills to the next level by enrolling in this course. The link will be in the description below, or you can head over to smartpoly.teachable.com to check out the course. So with that being said, hope to see you guys there. So yeah, here we are inside of the map. The map is pretty large, and I'll give you guys sort of the aerial view here in a second. So yeah, I added Ultra Dynamic Sky. It has, volumetric clouds and all that stuff. And the neat thing about Ultra Dynamic Sky is it comes with a weather system. You can not only change the time of day, but you can also change things like, add rain or snow or really any sort of weather that you want. So yeah, down here is sort of the coast. And this map has, more cliffs than it does a coastline. So yeah, as you can see, I can just run around. can see how big the map is.
Hmm.
Now there's a little bit of glitching here with the ocean. I think that's only when you're in the editor, but yeah, I can zoom all the way out and you can see how big this map is. And the really neat thing about these photorealistic landscapes is if I select the infinite ocean, the oceanology, I can hide it. And what you're going to see is this landscape has all of the underwater texture, like all the reefs and stuff. It's all painted into the landscape.
If you're a homeowner,
Mm-hmm.